Hello everybody and welcome to Brave, the video game, developed by Behavior Interactive.
Oh boy, it's time for another Disney video game. And hey, Aladdin and Lion King were great, so surely this game based off of this ever so wonderful Pixar franchise should be oh so great as well.
I can tell you that it's a competently made game that doesn't suck.
Debatable. Very debatable.
Oh, trust me, when it comes to tie-in Disney games, you can do a lot worse than this.
True, you could do worse, but man, it's frustrating when Disney obviously wants to push a certain franchise so that gets all the bells and whistles, but a more deserving Disney franchise doesn't get so much as a flipping video game to its
Anyway,
name.
basically everybody...
To be fair, Joe, the licensed film video games have been dying out.
So yeah, this is Brave for the on the PlayStation 3. This game was much like much of the tie-in games.
Oh wait, hold on, gotta adjust this. Will you go for brave difficulty? Are you brave enough?
Yeah, how nice. Yeah, much like a lot of these games that were made at the time, this game was made for the Wii and upscaled to the HD consoles. You can even tell that clearly because there's an archery range mode that is only available if you have Kinect, PlayStation Move, or if you're playing on the Wii with the Wiimote. So you can tell this game was made with that kind of, control in mind. However, like to give you an idea, the Wii version of this game has Twilight Princess Wii controls, where you have to swing the Wiimote to. They just replace the Wiimote to use the sword, even though it's not like Skyward Sword where there's that proper motion control. No, it's just a replacement for a button input, as proven by this PS3 version, where all I have to do is press square to use the sword.
Also,
so,
as you just saw, yes, there are alternate outfits you can choose.
Here's the first thing you'll notice, everybody. The graphics in this game are how should I?
Great.
Not only that, but as always the cutscene, you see a stuttery frame rate.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Even though this is a Wii game running on the PS3, it barely keeps a consistent 30. Merida, oh my God, Merida! What have you done to yourself, Merida?
Did you forget to brush your hair?
And
No,
well,
no,
at least she's still voiced by Kelly MacDonald.
Also,
So,
damn,
guys-
no context. We're just thrown into it.
Yep, guys. We hope
That's the
that you
thing.
saw the
Don't worry.
movie because
Well, actually, no. They're gonna explain later. Actually.
Well, yeah, they do explain later, but as far as the game goes, you literally are thrown into the action with Merida chasing after a bear who she claims to be her mother.
So basically, everybody, Brave the video game is a 3D action platformer where you just kill enemies and do platforming, and that's basically it. It's an incredibly basic video game.
But hey, maybe we can have fun with it, and oh god, that frame rate is terrible.
And keep in mind, I'm playing on the more powerful system than the one that this was made for.
Okay, so one has to wonder, is this just a case
There
of...
you go, now the intro.
You may wonder why we didn't just have the intro.
Well, she's about to say,
That bit didn't even last a minute.
See, Jova, it's also that they could have their "you probably didn't ever expect to see a princess chasing a bear, did you?" joke. So.
Is it sad that honestly this art direction, even though it doesn't look the best, would have probably been better to go with than the actual in-game graphics?
But presiding over the court, that's my mother's speciality. Queen Eleanor.
Oh my god, this game already does a better job explaining her mother's character than the actual movie did at the start. What sorcery is this?
Don't be too enthusiastic, because the story in this game is an afterthought. It's just there to give you the most basic of context, and after the first two levels, the plot gets basically put on pause until we for like a few levels.
I wonder if this is what. I wonder if like Kelly MacDonald recorded all this.
Oh, hey, look at that! A sword in the chest that just happens to be by the river. And it's a training sword.
It's a training sword. Why'd you put a training sword far away from the castle near a lake?
Don't ask me, I ain't got a clue.
Any ideas, Shiroy?
She's burped. Anyway,
not that she'd have much better of a clue than the rest of us anyway. So
anyway,
are you ready for a brave adventure, Dwibs?
Where is it exactly?
In Scotland, I'm assuming.
Here.
No, I mean, where is this brave adventure? I can't see one.
Anyway, press square to use your sword. It's your typical sword swinging, like if you've played Medieval, it's reminiscent of how it works. I'm playing it on the PS3 because, well, that way I can record it in full-blown widescreen, and at the same time, I don't have to resort to tacked-on motion controls. So there's that. You can play the PS3 version with the Move, and apparently the Xbox 360 version supports Kinect. I can't even fathom playing this with Kinect, to be honest, but whatever.
Oh boy. That said, though, I wonder if the stuttery frame rate is a result of the game being this bad, or a result of the PS3 shoddy hardware.
Okay, so here's how the bow works. In the Wii version, you point with the cursor. Obviously, you can have that if you're playing with the DualShock. So, how you use the bow? You just press the right analog stick whenever to the general direction you want Merida to fire, and she'll fire. Again, you can tell this game was made for the Wii, and then they just, did some minor necessary changes to make this playable on the other consoles.
Which is why I have to wonder if maybe the more stuttery frame rate here is the result of the PS3 shoddy hardware.
It's very reminiscent of the Epic Mickey games, where it's much better to play them on the Wii because they were made with the Wii cursor of the Wiimote in mind for using the paint and thinner. It would be like, imagine it would be like, let's think about this for a moment, like with Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy has specific levels that use the Wii pointer controls. They would be really tough to do without pointer controls, and this is basically one of those cases. The game was designed, the bow was designed with pointer controls in mind, so basically they had to come up with some way to replace it here. We can always use the PlayStation Move, though, if you want, to play exactly as well as... I figured the best way to play this game probably is on the PS3 with the Move, so you can play the game the way the developers intended. However, I don't have a PlayStation Move, and quite frankly, the bow, what they came up with to replace the pointer controls for the bow works well enough. I've never really had that much, especially considering how this game is easy as piss, so I guess I don't have that much reason to complain, really.
Playing on easy difficulty.
Well, Dwebs, I don't really care about this. As you can probably trust me, Dwebs, this game is not really worth playing in. I don't want to. Please don't show me a close-up of that character model, please.
Wow, that is. Oh god, the wisp.
Holy crap! Why does Shiroi? What are your thoughts on low poly Merida?
Mum had her own
cutscene.
for my life.
The one that they have to use these cutscenes, the other in-game ones are crap.
So, for the first act, we have a bit of non-linear storytelling. You progress through the first parts, and then you get all these flashback scenes telling you how we got to this point, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Basically, Shiroi... well, actually, we already know. We literally just saw the movie, so we know how this goes. If you haven't seen the movie, well... don't worry, it's not that interesting, so you're not missing much.
Oh my god, so like I said in the movie, the Will-O-Wisps are pretty much a video game guide mark.
So basically...
now they literally are just that
here's the
video game.
Hey guys, here's our problem. The plot of the movie is not enough to make a full-length game, so we're gonna have to pad this out, and we're about to explain how. Just listen.
This is all your fault. My fault. My fault.
My fault? Oh, but who am I to refuse the future Queen of Dunbroch?
All right, but you tricked me.
All that anger and mistrust. That's what caused this in the first place.
What are you even talking about? Do you even know what you're talking about?
Far older than a spell that changed your mum. Long ago.
Well, at least they got the voice actors from the movie to reprise their roles. That's something, I guess.
Began to stalk these fools.
And I don't mind these kind of cutscenes, the Sonic and the Secret Rings kind of.
Oh yeah, the cutscenes are arguably the best looking thing in this game.
Well, these ones.
The problem is that basically, Shiroi, after the first two levels, the plot gets put on pause until we get for a couple levels. So basically, we're not even gonna get much of these, at least for the beginning.
And resurrecting all manner of terrible creatures from ages
What now?
Basically, Jova, there's this corrupted darkness thing called the Blight corrupting everything. And in order to turn our mom back into a human first, we need to, quote-unquote...
So that's the reason her mother got turned into a bear, was because the Blight messed with the witch's magic. There you go, Shiroi and Dwibs. A bit of missing lore, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's the thing, Jova. I'm certain that this was just made up by the developer so they have an excuse to pad out the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can trust...
Because the witch never said any of this crap in the movie. So this is literally something that the developers pulled out of their asses.
Keeping this a secret from you.
Oh yeah, the Earth Charm. Let me explain what the charms do as soon as this cutscene is over.
Are they for bending?
No.
Oh snap, how is nobody seeing that in the sky during the movie?
So there you go. What are the charms, you may ask? The Earth Charm allows Merida to shoot what are basically plant/flower arrows that allow you to hit enemies that are weak against grass/nature damage. So basically the combat when it comes to the bow is going to involve type matchups involving 4 specific types. So, but right now we only have the Earth Charm, so... But don't worry, we'll get more as we go along. So there you go, see? Because, there you go, in order to save our mom, we now have to go through all these levels and destroy all the blight that's in it. So there you go, this is the excuse that the developers came up with to elongate the game. Because, you know, if we just follow the plot of the game verbatim, this game would be like an hour. So,
honestly, to be honest, the plot of the movie wasn't even that great to begin with, so...
Anyway,
I think they should have gone for a sequel angle. Or even a prequel, maybe. Like, but go ahead.
I guess sequel probably might have been better, who knows.
Anyway, as for the developers of this game, Behavior Interactive, and also their previous guys as Artificial Mind and Movement, have been making Disney-based video games for a while now.
Yeah.
Some of their earliest ones include Monsters Inc. Scream Team,
oh, that wasn't
GBA
bad.
Ice Age video game, the GBA Home on the Range game.
I actually like that.
The 2005 Chicken Little GBA game. Ed, and Eddie the Miss Adventures.
That was good.
The 2016 Titans video game.
That was pretty good.
The handheld Zack and Cody games.
I have not played those.
So basically, they're a generic Disney licensed game developer. Okay. Shiroi,
I'll link their page for you.
Do you need me to explain to you how the controls work?
Wait, why?
Since you were burped.
You're really...
No, I've been here for the past few minutes.
No, I know. It's just that you were burped earlier. I don't know if you heard everything.
They're not really that complex.
The basic gist of it is that the bow operates on the Wii pointer controls. However, for this PS3 version, they come up with a way to just point the right analog stick to whenever you want.
You said the better way to play it was with the move.
Yeah.
So long story short, just play this on the Wii, since that probably has a better frame rate than the PS3 version.
No, I actually tried out the Wii version myself, Jova. While I was trying to decide which version to use, the Wii version also has these frame rate issues.
Does it at least have a better pointer?
It has a better pointer, Shiroi, but you have to swing the Wiimote to use the sword instead of just a button press. So
yeah, I mean that's simple to do as it is.
It was pretty low effort actually.
I understand
the frame rate if it's bad.
I just don't typically care about tacked-on motion controls that don't really need to be and can be easily replaced with a button input, basically.
Yeah, like with Skyward Sword.
An exercise.
Not really. Skyward Sword was actually designed with the motion controls in mind. You cannot do the things that you do in Skyward Sword without motion controls, really. You literally have. You literally have the sword literally copies the angle that you're holding the thing, so it doesn't really it's not really the same thing as this. But anyway,
that's what analog stuff was for. I've been able to replicate that with an emulator, but whatever. So, what are we dealing with now?
Well, we're killing enemies, because that's basically all we do in this game. Kill enemies, platforming. Kill enemies, platforming. Kill enemies, platforming. Kill enemies, platforming.
Platforming, kill enemies.
Just do this until the game is over. I'm not even kidding. That's all the game is. There's no puzzles. There's no... well, okay, actually, never mind. There are puzzles. Sorry, I mistook it. The puzzles, however, are very easy, and they're not even all that interesting, so trust me, they don't really serve as the break off the monotony thing that they're supposed to be. But anyway, guess what? We've unlocked a merchant. Now you probably wonder.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're gonna say. A merchant, Pedro. That's a rock. That's not a merchant. Well, apparently it is. The game says it is. So press triangle to access the merchant, so you can buy upgrades with the money you collect over the course of the game. I failed to realize how a rock sells me things, but Shiro, is this a thing in Scotland where rocks sell things?
I don't know.
You should ask Alice next time you refer. Do rocks over there sell things?
Of course they have. Wait.
Wait. By the way, you gotta love this. One of the upgrades is an expanded bout of which you will pick up stuff. That's right, an expanded bout by which you will pick up stuff. It's not like you could just move towards it. No. If you're very, very, very lazy, here's an upgrade that will draw items even closer into you. It's not like they'll be out of reach whatsoever. No, it just means that you might save a bit more time collecting all this stuff.
Well, to be fair, I've seen other games that have this thing. I don't really mind it personally.
It's just such a weird thing to do. Speaking of which, I know
that's the least of this game's problems, I assure you.
Anyway, speaking of which, I noticed that you seem to be preferential to using the bow and arrow even when you were closer to certain enemies. Is the arrow better to use than the sword?
No, there's not really any advantage. I was just kind of doing it just because, really. I assure you, Jova, most of the time when I'm playing this game, my brain is kind of half asleep because I find this game to be an absolute bore. Also, trophy, and up. Get it? And up.
I mean, at least you're getting more trophies.
Okay. So
that's the thing, Shiro. I'm using my modded PS3 that doesn't have a PlayStation account, so these trophies are not going anywhere. So.
Oh, so this game is even more useless to you.
Yes, but anyway.
Okay. So
here's how the merchant works. The merchant works for not only buying upgrades, like Jova pointed out, but guess what? It's also the only way you have of changing your equipment. You want to change Merida's outfit? You have to get to a merchant. Hold on. Cutscene.
Boys?
Whoa! Her stuff was literally flickering in and out there. I don't know if that's supposed to be how the cutscene goes, but it looks terrible.
It is. It is how it is.
There's nothing in the entire kingdom they can't get a hold of, including a cursed cake. Ah well.
So, you know what's sad? This may actually have more animation than the Legend of Mor'Duu special did during its 2D bits.
Wow, that's sad. Anyway, yeah. What this translates out to is that the triplets over the course of the game will help us solve puzzles. They're your very typical cat and toad style of puzzles. And to be fair, the gameplay-wise, this is probably the best part about the game, because the puzzles are not like super duper. They're not like Layton level of crafty, but they're well made enough so that I can definitely see kids. This can be a very good way for your child to learn basic thinking skills. So like basically, don't worry. This puzzle is very simple, but they do. To give the game credit, it will get more difficult as it goes along. So basically the idea is that you have the free bears, you can switch between all three of them at any point, and try to use various switches and levers and buttons and whatever to try to get at least one of them to the lever so that they can push it and open the door for Merida. There you go. No, please, no in-game cutscenes.
Well done, boys.
Yes, in-game cutscenes. Oh god, her hair is clipping into her dress.
Triple H's. Ha 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 ha. Someone in the development team is a WWE fan. Okay. Get it? Because the free triplets are all start with the name with the H letter. Ha ha ha. But anyway, yeah, that's really it. You've seen the entire game already. I'm not even kidding. It's fighting. It's fighting platforming. That's the thing, Jova. The boss battles are just bigger mooks. That's the thing. They're just bigger mooks, and they're not even all that. You'll see for yourself. Don't worry. But yeah, believe it or not, everybody, you've seen the whole game at this point. That's all. Platforming, fighting, puzzles with the triplets. That's it. It's literally just these three things repeated over and over and over and over. And trust me, the novelty wears off fast.
Goody.
I wished my mother to be different so that I might change my fate. It was just a wee wish. But I soon found out there are...
Well, Merida, that face... Like, okay, that's a derp face if I've ever seen one. Seriously, I'm okay with these cutscenes, but Merida's face in these scenes is... Look at that, see? Merida, what is up with your face? Anyway, yeah, let's continue, I guess.
Hey, speaking of Triple H's or triple letters in general, who's looking forward to Microsoft revolutionizing the game industry with the first ever quadruple A company, apparently?
Made by a bunch of people from Crystal Dynamics, apparently.
So, okay, so we've already seen that Triple A's, despite supposedly costing a lot of money, have been pretty tismy overall, so what is going to be so special about a quadruple A company?
I failed to realize how that's topical for this playthrough, though. But
because it was the triple letter and the triple one. Come on, Pedro, don't ruin the joke.
I know what the joke is. I'm not even questioning the joke. I'm just saying that I failed to realize how that's in topic. But anyway, oh yeah, sometimes
I'll draw attention to that.
Sometimes you'll have these magical gates, and you have to get a keystone to open them. Don't worry, the keystone is almost always in a cave right next to the door. So basically, it's just another excuse that the developers come up with just to pad out the game just a wee, or as Merida would put it, a wee further.
A wee further.
Is that a Scottish expression, Shiroi? Like, it was just a wee wish. Is that a Scottish thing?
Wee means small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So Pedro, will we be seeing any of the alternate outfits in this playthrough?
Yes, you will. Specifically, personally, I prefer Merida's default outfit, so I'll keep that for most of it. Don't worry, the alternate outfits are not all that interesting. There's one where there's one that comes with Merida being dressed as a knight, and I honestly think it doesn't suit her at all. To be honest, it just looks like a completely different character.
Doesn't suit her. Good one.
Well, I swear that wasn't intentional.
Also, where does Merida's cloak even go? Like, the cutscenes show her with her cloak, but she doesn't have it in game.
Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. Alright, this means we now have to go through a detour to heal our mom's leg.
Oh no!
So before we can continue the rest of the level, we have to go into a side level that allows us to get a flower that can have Merida make a medicine to heal Mom's leg.
Minigame?
Not a minigame, it's just a side level that has the exact same crap.
So, what, is this like something to clue you in on future variants of this, which will be optional?
No. That's the thing, Joe, but the only optional stuff in this game, if you can call it that, is that there are treasure chests hidden, like, every time you're about to enter a level, it tells you there's a total of X types of items available in this one level, see if you can find them all, but they're not really all that interesting. The tapestry stuff seems to only be there for aesthetical purposes, because I have yet to realize what these things do, and it also has different equipment, like better bows and better swords, but I did do some minor exploration, so I did find a couple of them, but don't expect a very explory playthrough if that's what you're asking. But anyway, let me finish my earlier point. Yeah, the merchants. Okay, you want to have an upgrade system where you get money and you buy upgrades to give Merida more abilities. That's cool. But here's the thing. You're probably thinking, can you change your equipment? How can you equip a different sword? Just go to the pause menu and equip it, right? Like any other game will do, right? No. Instead, you have to go into a merchant and then choose equipment on the merchant to equip. Which means you have to go into a level and then go to whatever the merchant is in that level and equip it there.
So there's
That
not even a
is
merchant
incredibly backwards.
Wait. So they don't even put like a merchant in like, you know, the central hub.
No.
What sense does that even make? Like, that's like video game designing 101.
That's the thing, Jova. This game doesn't seem. This game is edgy because it lives by its own rules. Don't you see? You might want to say it's a brave video game.
Oh god, seriously. Being mediocre is one thing, but when you pretty much disregard basic game design, unless your game is centered around, you know, that particular design, which no, this game isn't.
What do you think of the gameplay so far, Shirai?
Merida.
Nah, it's kind of whatever.
Yeah,
what do you
basically.
think of
I've seen this stuff in better games. Maybe not all at once, but I have.
Well, it's definitely fitting for the. It's definitely fitting for the movie. The movie was just a movie, and this is a game.
That's why I said, Dwibs, this movie perfectly captures the mediocrity of the movie. So it's it's a great adaptation.
And the sad thing is that, unlike the movie, I can't even really call this a failure because this was kind of the norm.
No. Okay. In the interest of fairness, as far as Disney tie-in licensed video games, you can do a lot worse in this game. This game is competent. There's not broken. It's not unpolished even, I would argue. The mechanics all work as intended. There's nothing inherently bad about it. It's just that there's nothing inherently noteworthy about it either. It's a game that does the bare minimum to not suck.
Well, except for the in-game cutscenes.
Okay, except for the in-game cutscenes, the in-game graphics.
And the frame rate.
And the frame rate, true. But outside of those elements, the game is perfectly average. Perfectly average.
Do its job, I will admit.
It doesn't suck. That's the basic gist of it. It doesn't suck. It's not that good, but it doesn't suck. So
that's the tagline.
Oh, trophy, minimum wage. They got really cheeky with these trophies, didn't they?
You know, from what I recall of the Tangled video game, I recall Rapunzel's hair didn't look this bad as Merida's does.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. But
I was going to ask, does it look better or worse than that? Because Pedro's seen it.
No. The Tangled video game is the interesting thing about the Tangled video game does this thing, Shiro, where instead of trying to do individual braids of hair, instead they just render Rapunzel's hair as just one long yellow tail type of texture. You know, so basically
like a scarf, I guess.
Which considering the Wii's graphics, yeah, that's the best way to go about it. To be fair, this game tried it and failed, so yeah, I can definitely understand why the developers of that game decided to go.
I was also referring to the look overall, though. Like, is this better or worse?
Oh, that okay. The graphical quality of this game and Tangled is, I would argue, on par with each other. I don't really see that much difference, but hold on.
I can see that Merida's mother is basically the Hulk of the game.
I still think it's like the first Harry Potter games, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, Jova. You bring up a good point, Jova. Yeah, and then doing that for the look in her eyes that she's not human, even thing. Yeah, if you can remove Mor'Duu's blight.
Super was the crackers for that.
Did you hear what Merida said? Mor'Duu's blight. So apparently Mor'Duu was the one that caused the blight.
Ah, but don't you see? That's totally what the witch said earlier, even though that's not what she said.
Her hair looks like tin spaghetti.
Yeah. It's like in Matrix Revolutions. The architect said that if I don't return to the source, Zion will be destroyed in 24 hours. No, Neo, that's not even close to what he said. Didn't you watch Reloaded? Like, whatever. Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, Reloaded was dull, so maybe he fell asleep and missed that. Forgot that bit.
Anyway, so the Wachowskis forgot their own script. But anyway. Okay. Here's the basic gist of it. You know what's interesting about the Tangled video game, since you brought it up, Shiroi? The Tangled video game was released as a Wii exclusive.
It's also on Steam now, isn't it?
I was about to get to that.
Sure.
However, it was ported to Steam 4 years later. But it was for a while a Wii exclusive. So it's interesting because games like these were multi-plat. Even the Wreck-It Ralph game came out on both DS and Wii. So
Oh boy, the Wreck-It Ralph video
I think
game.
so. I actually have to wonder why didn't the Tangled video game get the multi-plat treatment? But
Maybe they figured that, hey, clearly, I don't know, maybe it was a trend of the Wii versions being the best-selling ones.
That's the thing. I can understand that at least. Okay, to be fair. Okay, now we got the fire charm,
boy,
aka
the fire
now we have the fire arrows from Zelda, and that's basically it. You can burn things, and any enemies that are ice type, you can kill them quicker. That's it.
Yep.
Toasty. You see, somebody, the developers.
Yes, I played Mortal Kombat.
The developers think they're being incredibly cheeky with their trophies.
I mean, you know what's sad? It feels like the trophy names have more effort put in than the script of this game.
Yeah, that's sad. So, yeah. Tune in next time, everybody. I guess.
See you for that.
See ya.